And we are live. Welcome everyone to tonight's match in the 2022 Z1R Randomizer Tournament. My name is Boomer from Phoenix, and joining me in the booth tonight is Alsoa. Good evening.
Good evening, Moonreason. We have tonight a match between homerjsmash and fryteeth. Fryteeth won game 1 through probably some level of shenanigans and tomfoolery, and I expect more shenanigans and tomfoolery tonight. There are way too many ladders on the start screen, therefore the ladder will not exist.
The ladder does have to exist, but at the same time, who says it's not innate or some combination of locks?
Hey, we could have a non-ladder required seed.
I've done about 50 seeds, and I can promise you I've never seen that.
I think I've seen like 10.
Out of how many?
Probably close to 1,000.
Just goes to show.
It doesn't happen often, but when it does, you make note of it. And we have a desert start. That is a pretty decent start location, actually. It's got a lot of good access.
We're not too far from the Armos checks on the east, and wow, immediate dungeon find. Unfortunately, it's level 9. We'll be back here a little later in the seed.
Well, it seems to me that Ganon really wants Link to come into his house just to stay for some cookies.
Except he'll be stopped at the door saying, hey, you need Tringles to get in.
Well, I don't know how well cookies and cheese go together, but bacon and cheese go together quite well.
Yeah, omelets. I can understand that 100%.
Looks like we have any roads, and already the 80 roads are 100% USDA certified garbage. Alright, you know what? They kind of redeemed themselves a little bit.
4 out of 10.
Still not great, Eddie Road, so.
Okay, 3. We'll go with that. Well, at least you get a 4. You get a 4 Armos check. Speaking of 4, level 4 found in the Lost Hills.
And it has level 8's palette, which is 4 times 2.
I thought we weren't supposed to do any mat on stream.
There was an Armos item. It was a bow.
Oh, big find right off the start for fryteeth.
And jsmash. The unfortunate death right as he's walking into the thingamathingy to get into level 5's normal spot. Of course, what could be there is a door repair. It could also be a level. Could even be level 5.
Could even be mags. But we don't talk about that.
Wait, there's a magical sword?
There always is. Too bad. Well, I wouldn't say that, but yeah. The rookie here, note myself, always makes note of it because I tend to want to pick that thing up.
Yeah, I figure both of these runners will be fine on wood sword. They'll like a white sword just to speed things up, but they can beat this on wood sword, no problem.
Seen that very often. Would not be surprised with this caliber of runner. Coast check. Oh, there's our first take, Annie. That'll be a blue candle for homerjsmash.
I expect it'll be a blue candle for fryteeth as well. Not really a good reason not to take it. jsmash does get a bomb off of the first moblin, and we have a red candle as our coast item.
The use on that, kind of debatable. Probably higher than normal, because we don't know where the wand is, we don't know where the book is. Yeah. Oh, there's a second take, Annie.
That looks like it was on Monocle Rock, which is normally where a Tekeny is. This is not an easy screen to get through that jsmash is on, but he will get a bow for his efforts if he can survive. And there's the arrow shot for fryteeth.
Also an affordable price on a big shield, but again, that's another thing I personally tend to take that most of these runners won't. Fryteeth finds level 8.
And level 8 is the 4 times 2 that we were discussing earlier.
So, what did we tell you about Matt on stream?
The math dictates that the lag will cause that Armos to not start walking and end up causing jsmash to take a death.
This is why we don't do math on stream.
Math is good, though. They see that there's 114 rupees behind the large secret. That's why you do math.
All right, all right. I'll give you that one.
And there's 13, which is sequentially followed by 14, even though the large secret includes an extra 100 rupees for free. Although the sequence is technically broken because there's no integer between 13 and 14.
Okay, well, okay, homerjsmash finding level 8, as we seem to be looking towards Western Hyrule for fryteeth or River Cave.
River Cave's not a bad cave to check here. fryteeth's now going to lose some money to the tune of some amount of rupees.
I want to say 16.
That's not bad.
Considering 15 is minimum, we'll take that.
Must resist. There's level 3, which is not a multiple of 2.
It's one of those prime numbers, I think.
Yeah. Also, it's 18 for the door repair, which is 9 times 2, and we found level 9, and we found a whole bunch of multiples of 2. There's math everywhere in this seed, and it's great. There is even math in running out of health. Your health goes to 0.
I wonder who was going to be the first one to voice their complaints to us for all this math. We're going to have a lot of that tonight, I think.
Oh, don't worry. If we find level 7, the math just completely stops because level 7 doesn't exist.
I'm going to bet level 7's our overworld block, which will happen in this seed, by the way. The tournament flags dictating extra bosses and a forced overworld block, but one doesn't mean that's all we'll find here. There can be up to 7.
fryteeth now finds level 3. Nope, we're not going into the conspiracies with the math. There are too many dungeons found for there to be 7 overworld blocks. In this particular seed. J-Smash with those extra bombs is going to get a little bit of an exploration advantage over fryteeth early. And is rewarded with another large secret.
The split of the secrets is 4 small, 7 medium, and 3 large, by the way.
I thought it was 9 medium.
No, that would be 9 door repairs.
Yes, that sounds more correct. I am probably wrong. I am being told I am wrong. Say, this is why you don't do math.
Hey, if you're doing it, I can do it, okay? Works both ways.
I'm being told that with my attitude, there could be 2 level 3s.
Well, there's going to be a level 6, which is 2 times 3. See, now you've got me doing it.
There you go. fryteeth takes a reset, didn't find really a whole lot of value.
Some more Lost Hills checks to come. homerjsmash still with 2 bombs can hopefully check this bomb wall.
I bet you the wood sword's in the southwest corner.
That would be mean.
And we have the minimum 25 for the mid-secret.
Then again, that is 175 rupees, so you can't necessarily complain.
You can complain if the cheap key is 99 rupees.
True enough, true enough.
Speaking of cheap keys, homerjsmash is looking for some free keys here in this level 4. Instead, it's just going to get trapped in a room with keys and then be most to death.
Nice little fireball to the face there, unfortunately.
Being asked to rephrase that bet as a mathematical conspiracy. Well, 99 is both 9 times 11 and 33 times 3, and if you take 33 times 3, there's 3 3s in it, and we've already found level 3, therefore Half-Life 3 is confirmed.
Speaking of 3, look at that bomb price. There's a 3 in it. Unfortunately, it's the first number.
38 rupees for bombs is terrible.
Considering
No amount of math can save you from that.
No, absolutely not. I mean, considering the max is 40, you're going to hate to see that 38, no matter who you are.
Speaking of 3s, we found 3 times 2 level 6, as mentioned earlier.
fryteeth taking another sword to their face. That'll be a takedown.
J-Smash has elected not to go into level 6 at this time. Can't say I blame him when you have no weapon. Fryteeth's gonna try to gamble money here, maybe looking for a blue ring?
Considering Lionel's around all over the place, I can't say I blame him.
Well, up to 166. I'm very curious where a sword is going to end up now.
You said southwest corner.
I did say southwest corner. I would like to be wrong. Even though I normally mean to the runners, I would be okay with being wrong here.
So would I. I hope you're wrong.
We have an arrow purchase from J-Smash.
We do have the bow, however, so we will have a weapon, except we're still losing money.
Minor detail. Hey, we found level 2, the root of our problems in this seed. Because it's all math revolving around the number 2.
But we still haven't found the non-existent level, so that's not the end of our problems. There's the Triforce in 2, meanwhile.
Honestly, if there's 2 hearts in 2, the seed is just perfect.
Chat hoping level 2 is a square. Then that'll be the square root of problems. Yeah, okay.
I like it. Well, there's 1 heart. That will be the normal dungeon heart. You can't assume that the coast heart is the first heart you see on the floor in levels 1 and 2 because it is a floor drop item. Elsewise, you will find the coast heart in a stair. That is not a square.
That is a piece of paper that we're gonna need right now until we find the book that is.
This looks like a glider from, I think it's Conrad's or Conway's Game of Life. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea. Ladder found in the northwest of Vanilla 1 by fryteeth.
What, you're saying you can't turn the paper of the letter back into the wood to make a ladder? I'll take that as a no.
It doesn't work that way, I think.
J-Smash is going to try to get into this upper hand of level 2. Gets a compass. Unfortunately, the Triforce is literally in the first room.
Don't you just love that? Like, compass right after Triforce? I mean, come on.
Here's a Goma that can be killed because we have bow and arrow.
So we save ourselves 1 boss block. Goodness knows how many times have I been complaining about Gomas pretty much all over the place.
Well, we do thankfully get a nice early candle shop that is completely useless because the candle has already been picked up by all the runners. J-Smash still looking for the item in here. Gonna have to kill this blue Goma. There's a raft is found as our white sword item. You're gonna need anywhere from 4 to 6 hearts to pick that up. And there's a book in level 2.
So those pieces of paper officially become useless.
How many pieces of paper are we gonna find in this seed? As we find level 1. It's very unitary.
Not a prime number, but if this keeps up, we already are getting complaints about Matt.
Well, you find a staircase here in level 1, as J-Smash will be our first runner to pick up a Triforce in the seed. Still no sword for either runner. J-Smash having the advantage of arrows, but fryteeth gets a free heart.
White sword, first sword?
Maybe. You would have to find it in a dungeon, though, so that kind of lowers the chances a good bit.
The more our runners are running this, the more I think you're right about the whole sword in southwest corner bit. Fryteeth finding another staircase in level 1.
That one.
Same one.
That was the one that had the heart container. He did find a room with gels that he could kill if he wanted to just go into it 1.5 million times, because the gels have 2 HP.
Oh, the gels rolled up. Oh, that's right up there with one of the most hated roll-ups in my book.
Meanwhile, another small secret for J-Smash is fryteeth is going to go check out the grave. And there's the last large secret found by J-Smash. Blue Ring is within purchase range, I believe. Out of bombs, though. Gonna elect to
Where else?
leave.
So, I think the more this is happening, I think you called it.
Hold on, we haven't seen all the caves yet. fryteeth's gonna pick up another heart here. And look at that bomb luck for J-Smash. 10th enemy has the rupee. That is actually technically a truthful hint.
The fact that if you kill 10 enemies in a row with the sword instead of the bomb, they'll drop by 5 rupees.
That actually applies to any weapon that isn't a bomb.
And we found that the white sword item, the raft, can be picked up at 5 hearts, which means both of our runners are eligible for it.
And as we can see, the raft is made out of 3 logs and picked up at 5 hearts. It will block level 7. J-Smash electing to skip these secrets as he has quite a bit of money now. And they're both on the same screen at the same time, but fryteeth with slightly less money will pick up these secrets. J-Smash, however, with more bombs. So at 15 minutes in, not really much has happened in this seed. Both runners have kind of been just looking for a sword and looking for a couple of free items. And now they're probably going to pick up the sword about the same time if it's here in the southwest corner.
It's either here or it's going to be deep in Death Mountain. That is just not fun for anyone.
Well, the open cave on Death Mountain has already been eliminated by sheer virtue of an any road being there.
Oh, that'll fix that.
And it's like the one silver lining to getting that spot as an any road early is you don't ever have to go back there. Now both runners checking the southwest corner almost screen for screen. J-Smash will check. Well, we'll open the bomb first, so will fryteeth. And that is not the sword. Although fryteeth will be able to pick up arrows here. So that will give fryteeth a weapon to work with.
Yeah. Well, that leaves what exactly for checks as far as, well, chat has mentioned level 1 vanilla or East Forest Armos.
I want to say J-Smash got into East Forest Armos and it was not there. I don't know if we've seen level 6 vanilla yet.
We have. I believe, I think one of our runners went there. I'm not sure which one it was. You've distracted me with all that math.
Could have been fryteeth. Given they're both on 6 hearts. But then again, fryteeth got the heart out of level 1 and J-Smash got the heart out of level 2. fryteeth gets some bombs off of these moblins. Now, in order for the math to truly be present in this seed, the Yankee has to be in level 10. fryteeth with the up and A. He may have been the first one to figure out that the sword has to be here at vanilla 1. They smash up to 7 hearts. We could very well see magical sword for a sword.
I wouldn't go there, especially since fryteeth. There it is. V1 was our sword location.
Never mind.
Hey, you were close also. I mean, oh. Lionel's deciding fryteeth ain't getting off that bridge.
And now we get to see a map of level 1, but J-Smash is going to go check these couple of screens first to see if he can get a sword before going in.
So let's see. Chat informing us that keys are 94 and 100 rupees. 100 minus 94 is 101. Oh, crap. That throws off my math. But 101 minus 94 is 7, which corresponds to the number of hearts Homer J Smash has.
And one of the 2 levels that we haven't found yet.
Yes. Oh, well.
And level 7 is going to be blocked as we find level 5.
Well then, that means more math for a little longer, right?
Yep. Because now the difference in the key prices corresponds to the block dungeon. Also, the number of hearts that you can pick up the raft at corresponds to the number of levels that is on Candle Row, which is 1, but it's level 5, so therefore it counts as 5 levels. Wait, what? There's an early transport. This is not surprising.
Level 5, there probably always is a transport in here.
It has.
At this point, I'm not surprised by Z1R in the slightest.
I call it the rule of 5. That's a ladder block, which has absolutely no mathematical bearing on anything.
It's just Zelda's way of saying water bad.
But water is good for, like, not being dehydrated. And don't you want to not be dehydrated?
Not being dehydrated is a thing, yes. But who says this is water?
Well, it is kind of brownish, so I guess it's,
Brown, black, depends where you are, really.
We're getting more math from our lovely tracker, Boletta. The ladder has 4 rungs, and 4 plus level 1 equals level 5, which corresponds to where both of the runners are. Although Fryteeth has now left level 5.
We are so going to hear about this post-race.
I'm okay with the feedback. And sailing around the ladder is going to lead us to the vanilla level 4 spot, which holds nothing.
Sailing around the ladder? What?
I would like to know how that gambling den runner is going to make their money when not everybody in Hyrule can afford a raft.
DGE, I'm sorry. I got brought into this. Numbers are my thing as well, so I'm kind of to blame.
I have no regrets whatsoever about bringing math into this commentary. Fryteeth now finishing up a little bit of the exploration that J-Smash did earlier, as J-Smash is closing in on the location of the wood sword. And hey, there's the number 10, as the 10th enemy has the rupee, which is a 5-er, which 10 divided by 5 is 2, and we've already seen everything in level 2.
And 7 hearts for Fryteeth.
7 for Fryteeth, 8 for J-Smash. Fryteeth needs 3 to be eligible for Magical Sword on a 20% chance, and J-Smash needs 2 more hearts to be eligible for Magical Sword on a 20% chance, but we don't know where Magical Sword is. It could be in Toledo.
I'll go with Debt Mountain for a plausible check there. Probably Western.
Well, the thing is, once the runners
Never mind. Never mind. Eastern Candle Row for Mags.
Well, okay. Once the runners have knowledge of where all these levels are, they're not going to check anything that isn't a blocked cave because of the level 7. And also, this is a split level 5 that looks like a tree.
A tree that lost its branch on the floor.
Minor detail. Fryteeth is going to buy a blue ring for 245 rupees, 10 rupees off of the maximum, and 10 is the minimum number of hearts you need for Magical Sword.
So, getting off the mat subject for just a little second also, do you check mags, like, ever yourself?
I only check it if it's convenient to go to. Like, in this case, because it's nearer level 5, I'll probably check it right before I go into level 9. If it's out of the way for me to check, I'll just not even bother with it. And if I'm in go mode or know where all my dungeons are, I will stop looking for the Magical Sword, especially if I have White Sword.
Quite fair, quite fair. Myself, I'll give it a shot if I see it. If it's out of the way, or if I'm having combat troubles, I'll I might go for it just in the case of, this is pretty much the thing that's going to solve all combat problems all the time.
Fryteeth is in level 3, has found the map room. Anytime that you find a Triforce room like this that has no drop, immediately it's going to be the map. Of course, the Moldarms take... Oh, nope, they take 4 hits. Never mind. No math. This cannot be a stair room, and is actually a room that cannot be cleared.
Quarter block there.
Might not be required. Looks like Homer's headed back to level 1.
We already know one drop there. Let's see if we can find the other. Speaking of drops, Dungeon Heart for fryteeth, 8 down. 2 to go for a max check. Speaking of 2, that is our second Triforce of the day. fryteeth ties the game up, one apiece.
Not bad. Fryteeth's gonna go back in. And thanks again to our tracker, Belletta. 2 and 3, 23, the number of flavors in an average can of Dr. Pepper.
Facts. Can't complain with that.
However, we don't have the item out of 3 yet. We only have the items out of 1 and 2, so I guess off-brand Dr. Pepper counts for the 21 flavors. There are 2 that are missing. Which 2 it is anyone's guess.
Was there ever a list of flavors in Dr. Pepper? I've never seen one.
I think it's a trade secret.
That would make sense, really.
There's a key to replace the one that JSmash just used, as Fryteeth is going to skip the land molars in level 3 with good reason. Another Dig Dogger found in level 1. That could be a problem, because that can block an item. We find there is a heart container in level 1 on the floor, but that is not going to be our floor drop, as we've already seen the spare heart is in the stair in level 1.
Also, fryteeth looking at Nagoma like, nah, you're not blocking me today. Not today. And it's just... That sounds like me doing against Goma. Sorry.
Can we
block by this too many times.
Fryteeth finds the ladder in level 3. Alright, Fryteeth now has a lot more options available. He can go pick up the red candle, he can go into level 5, he can go into some of the larger levels we haven't seen the insides of yet. He could even go so far as to just step over the water to get your feet wet. Also, shoutouts to the Greenleaf Effect for providing us in the chat a list of all 23 flavors in Dr. Pepper.
That's why I just saw that. That's actually a thing. Holy crap.
As we find 23 Dig Doggers in level 1. Or at least what feels like 23 Dig Doggers.
fryteeth with the red candle from the coast check. Can't say I blame him. A repeatable method of offense. Many uses for it.
Looks like he is going to go for the ever so wonderful check of the raft spot on the coast, and it is not anything of any value unless you have a potions letter and want to spend money on potions.
But fryteeth having no money right now, that's not going to be a thing. Also, to point out, homerjsmash with a nice Kananaki, but finds this as a result, which is darkness all over the place, and not entirely sure that's going to be a drop.
Well, this could be a drop room, and he is looking for a floor drop. Unfortunately, just gets a key back. I think it's Dig Dogger blocked.
To be fair, I wouldn't complain if I got a key like that.
Well, let's see. It could be in this room with the more Dig Doggers. More Dig Doggers, more Dark Nuts. Whatever these things are. Back into level 4 for Fryteeth. Has to go down to start. Gonna elect to bomb it instead of open it with the pirouette.
Fun fact, I used to think dark nuts were birds.
Huh.
I used to think the shields looked more like their beaks, so they were like little birdmen or whatever.
I'm thinking back to when I was a kid. JSmash gets his Triforce out of 1. I always thought the Dark Nuts were just fat. I mean, I do hate Dark Nuts, so it would make sense because I assume the Dark Nuts all hate each other and they're secretly trying to one-up the other. So we have a pretty good chance of a recorder block in level 1. Fryteeth in level 4. J-Smash needs to get back to level 3 to get that ladder. That's a level 4.
That's... ouch.
It's chat after all the math.
And the old man there, trying to stop us all from fighting due to all the math.
J-Smash gets to skip this room because he already has the map, although he may clear it anyway. Might want to look for a forced bomb off of the Mulorms. That's what he's doing. He's setting up a forced bomb here. And gets it.
Way there by the Homer.
And there's a Dig Dogger. Quick key for Fryteeth here on the level 4. Another Dig Dogger.
That asking us if everything stay normal HP or rolled up. I think, yeah, blue moblins look like they rolled down 1.
All I've seen so far is blue moblins rolled down 1. And I think there was a species of dark nut that rolled down. But I can't confirm that. J-Smash has found the Triforce in level 3, gotta continue exploring, but does not have a key. Gonna have to go a different path to get to the ladder. Fryteeth now in level 4, gonna do a ladder clip to get to this key. This ladder clip will never be required, but it does save Fryteeth a key in this instance. Hi, Gleok.
Just a two-header. Fryteeth should be able to pull this off.
It's going to take 10 hits, plus or minus 2 with the wood sword, so it increments to 12, and then it should be 4 to 8 hits for the second head. We'll see how many it actually takes. But Fryteeth has to be careful, down to half a heart. 1 hit will kill him. J-Smash gets the Goma down, and a heart container found for Fryteeth, putting his total up to 9. Whereas J-Smash is up to 10 and is now eligible to pick up the magical sword, and may elect to try it right before going back into level 5.
A nice kill there by Fryteeth. Very clutch.
J-Smash going to get another forced bomb, and we'll get his ladder here. Fryteeth going toe-to-toe with the blue Wizrobe. Not too terrible when you only have 1 or 2 of them in a room. It's when you get like 5 or 6 that it's really hard to dodge them and get them to kind of do what you want them to do. But there is a Triforce in the room, and Fryteeth will be able to check these 2 rooms, except for that. Now Fryteeth will have to re-clear the room because he cannot clear that Dig Dogger unless this is the recorder, and Fryteeth cannot take a death. Thankfully, he does have at least 2.5 hearts. So the Wizrobe is not a one-shot kill. J-Smash gets the Triforce at a level 3.
That is 3 down for Smash, taking a lead by 2 there.
Fryteeth going to elect to do the door save. This will allow him to save the room state, so should he take a death, which it's only a Stalfos, so he won't, that room would be permanently down to 1 enemy until he clears it. And what do we find? It's Power Bracelet. That is not a recorder, so Fryteeth will have to clear that blue Wizrobe room again.
Again, thankfully, only 1, so... Take the Power Bracelet. And, well... Not sure how you feel about this one.
I actually think you feel pretty good about it, because you know that the level 7 is not going to be Wrath blocked, so you're now looking at an 80% likelihood of a Power Bracelet block, so of all the overall blocking items you get, you want to see the Power Bracelet first. The only downside, of course, is the recorder can block things with Dig Doggers, as we find potion prices on J-Smash's side.
Dice for the red potion at 72, blue for 55. I've seen better potion prices, and ouch. Manhandler, and we're just gonna ignore it.
Okay, there's a chain of math here that connects the 72 by a series of multiplying 9 by 2 a bunch of times. And then also you have a 3 squared, which is 3 times 3, and that has 2 3s. And both runners really following in each other's footsteps. Fryteeth looks a little bit ahead of J-Smash, but J-Smash does have levels 1 and 2 mostly cleared out. Again, does not have that second item in level 1. So J-Smash does have a slight lead at this stage, but it's not quite enough of a lead to say it's very secure, such that a single move around of how the runners clear 7, 8, and 9 is going to have enough to swing.
What I dare say, whoever's going to go back and get that second item out of 1 might have the advantage or the disadvantage, depending on what item that is.
I don't know. I think if you don't have silvers going into 9, you don't really have a good reason not to at least poke your head into 1 because you have it down to one of like 3 rooms. It's not that much of a detour, and the opportunity cost of being wrong and digging 9 when it was in 1 is way too high.
Totally agreed. I mean, fryteeth doesn't have their Triforce out of level 1, so I think they would go item hunting if they had the chance. homerjsmash deciding Aqua Mentis deserves a bomb, not a face. I am not complaining about that one bit, because Aqua Mentis just thinks he's a Zelda boss.
J-Smash likes not to kill the Manhandler, as there's nothing the Manhandler can have that would really interest J-Smash at this point. I don't even think that can drop in level 4. Jack seems to think that somebody hurt me to make all these math puns. I don't know why they would get that idea. Second Power Bracelet spot check is level 7!
And so the mat comes to an end because this level should not exist.
Okay, so level 4 had the Power Bracelet, and 7 minus 4 is 3, and level 3 had the ladder, which helped you get to the Power Bracelet more quickly through doing this ladder clip. Therefore... hold on. I feel like I'm being replaced.
What?
Hello.
Oh.
This is a no math bot. Anyway. J-Smash now has to face off against this Gleeok. Does not have the blue rings, so will take double the amount of damage that Fryteeth did. Has to be a little bit more careful. Fryteeth making his way through level 7, fighting off a Moldorm. That is a map of 7.
Is, that... I don't know what that is. All I know is that I don't like it.
Sorry, I'm doing a room count real quick. Some are saying this looks like Germany.
34, I think?
Let's see, 3, 9, 14, 18, 20, 23, plus 8 is 31. Yes, 34. Fryteeth gets the Triforce. We'll see if he goes back in. He does not.
So that's an Orphan Diamond level 7. Let's see if that'll hurt him down the line.
And based on the fact that Fryteeth is still looking, Fryteeth has not found level 2 yet, but hey, Fryteeth just found level 2!
Considering the book is in here, as well as another heart container, reason enough to go hunting here.
Yup. What the odds are we see 15 hearts out of one of the runners on accident?
And homerjsmash is about to find out the bad news. Instant Triforce from Fryteeth in level 2. Will they go item hunt?
I think they will. You can't leave an item in level 2 behind. It's too small and too dense to leave behind an item. Especially when you have bow in hand, the only thing that can stop you is a dig dogger, and if it's a dig dogger stopping you, you'll get the recorder to come back.
Homer J Smash locating the power bracelet. Oh boy, in level 4.
Ah, yes, the power bracelet. J-Smash is going to elect to go ahead and just leave level 4. Did not get a Triforce out of there. Immediately making the beeline for the power bracelet spots, figuring it's going to be faster to come back later to get that Triforce.
Interesting play there. That's me.
I don't think it's a terrible play, just because of the fact that level 6 is over by the waterfall, so you can get that Triforce out of level 4 on your way to 6. Instead, J-Smash is very interested in finding out if the power bracelet's required.
Know at this point that it is.
Right, but J-Smash doesn't know that yet. Although I believe J-Smash has seen every level, so once he finds this level 7, he's done looking for caves.
I think fryteeth knows what all the levels are as well at this point.
And there is the book for fryteeth.
They are item.
This level 7 is just something else, though. It's amazingly larger than its vanilla, which normally in shapes it's a little bit smaller than the vanilla version. J-Smash thinking about his options, electing not to even use a bomb at all. He's gonna just go through the locked door. Find some red Gurias, which are good things to find if you need bombs. Because they'll do that.
Now we know that the Triforce can be found in relatively quick fashion here in 7. Do you dig the item if you're Homer J Smash at this point?
I think it... I don't know. Because you know 5 is ladder blocked, and you know you have 5 available, but you also know you're recorder blocked out of an item in level 1. I mean, this could be the item. That could be the item right there. And if this is the item right here, then yeah, you go ahead and pick it up. Cannot kill the Vires with a single wooden arrow. You might be able to kill them with a silver arrow or a bomb. fryteeth finds a transport stair here in level 5. This is the one that takes him up to the ladder block. This one key is not going to cooperate with J-Smash at all, but only gets a key for his efforts. Now,
again, at this point, I would say you pick it up at 7, and me especially at this point, if it is the wooden banana, I will pick it up myself, if only because, you know, KG is mad at us, and well, we need to do something to help him out.
I don't know, if you're 42 minutes in, you're probably thinking, I just need to go, go, go. Oh, here we go. This looks like it's going to be the item for J-Smash. So, not going the direction of the Triforce actually going to help J-Smash out here, but what is the item? As fryteeth does get through the blue wizard room, only to be locked in with a dig dogger. Thankfully, he can escape to the left, and the blue boomerang is in level 7.
And he will get TG's favor for completely ignoring the bloody thing in the first place. And we also find the bait block, which means that the bait block is not required in this seed.
Okay, so the blue boomerang. Blue is often associated with the color of blue because blue is blue. Who would have thought? There's a knowledge bomb for you. I can't go anywhere further with that. The thought died of blue is blue. Anyway, Gleok fight on J-Smash's side going really well. fryteeth trying to make his way around this level 5. Has to be mindful of the dig dogger blocks that he's seen so far. Compass for J-Smash is going to point him back in the correct direction to get that Triforce, but is stuck behind the meat block.
Have to up A and go all the way back.
This could be an item here for fryteeth on level 5. We'll see what it is. It could be the regular boomerang.
So let's take a look. We have an item. It is the recorder. Oh, we've been looking for that one.
So this is going to put fryteeth slightly ahead, but again, it's not that much of a difference. And when it comes time to do the magical silvers hunt, J-Smash will have already taken level 7 out of the playing field for that silver arrow.
At the same time, if you're fryteeth, 7's like the last thing you dig right now.
Yes, and I think you will dig 9 first before 7. But again, even with that unfortunate blue boomerang find for J-Smash kind of putting him behind, it's not nearly enough to say that this is now suddenly fryteeth's race.
Absolutely not, but it does mean, well, it depends where the silvers are at this point. I mean, both of our runners are probably going to dig 1 if the opportunity arises, which in fryteeth's case, I would probably be like, okay, well, I found the Triforce in 5, I'm out of here, I want to get to level 1 and find that second item.
Magical Sword pickup at 11 hearts. Hello.
Oh, wow. There's your combat advantage for the seed.
And that's going to give J-Smash a little bit of a faster level 5. The question is, if you're J-Smash, I think you actually go immediately to level 1 here, because you know that the recorder's blocking the second item in 1. And if you can skip the items in 6 and 8 and just go through those dungeons looking for a Triforce, that can be a significant help. So I think if you're J-Smash, after you get the recorder here, you just go straight to level 1. You just don't even bother with level 6 or 8 yet. Maybe you go to level 4, but I don't think you go to level 4 before you do level 6. I don't think you go to level 4 before 6. No, correction. I don't think you go to level 4 before 8. You definitely do level 4 before 6.
Also, I'm going to just point out, the old man asked him not to stab him. He didn't say anything about setting him on fire.
Yeah. You gotta be very You see, old man, you gotta say exactly what you want. If you don't want to be hurt, say don't hurt me.
Just don't stab me.
J-Smash gonna take a little bit of damage on the Dig Dogger. We'll try to clear this room out, see if it's the item room. I don't believe this is. I think it's a little further down. But we'll find a stair anyway. It looks like I was wrong. This is, in fact, the item room. I got my stairs mixed up in this level 5. Good find for J-Smash, and got that significantly quicker than fryteeth did on account of having that magical sword. Plus a little bit of extra money. And there's the Triforce for fryteeth. J-Smash is not far away from there. But J-Smash is going to elect not to clear that room to the right first. Going to clear the Dig Dogger first. Can't say I blame him. fryteeth gets the Triforce out of level 5.
So leave 5-4 in that.
So that's going to put fryteeth's total up to 5 Triforces. J-Smash will not be far behind. Remember, J-Smash has to go back to level 4 to get the Triforce out of there. fryteeth still has to go back to level 1 to do that dungeon. 10 heart magical sword.
It's a 10. Wow. There's a gift.
J-Smash is now heading into this other room of level 5, which just has an Aquamentus. Going to have to spend a key to get up there no matter what, but does get a heart. Spends the key, will be rewarded with a Triforce. Now both runners are up to 5 Triforces. J-Smash knows where all the levels are. I believe fryteeth does as well.
We tied it up 5-5 with how much time between the two? Maybe 30 seconds?
Yeah, maybe less than that.
This race is far from over.
fryteeth headed immediately to level 1. J-Smash gonna make the play to level 8.
We do not have an item there, so that could lead to any number of possibilities at this point.
There's a ladder block in 8. So now the moment of truth. If the second item in 1 is, in fact, the silver arrows, this is definitely in fryteeth's corner. But again, not by a ton. It's just a matter of how much time is Homer J-Smash going to spend in level 8. So you kind of don't. If you're rooting for a good tight race and you're rooting for J Smash, you don't want the silvers to be here in level 1.
Nice
But you can,
banana key there by fryteeth.
but you can see just how much faster the magical sword is going to make all of this combat in this seed. Being asked a question about what if you actually fry teeth. There's Triforce and 8 for J Smash. What will he do?
I think he had to dig 8. I mean, 2 items orphan, that's a little too much.
But think of how few rooms you've seen of this 8 so far. That's a lot of commitment to put. Yeah, J Smash is going to skip.
Not sure I agree with that one myself.
I think I would do the same in J Smash's choose with the whole whatchamacallit, the recorder in hand. You can get back there for free whenever you want. J Smash might even go so far as to just go dig 9 right now.
fryteeth opting to pick up, then a Triforce in 1, probably thinking the item's on the other side.
Let's see what happens. fryteeth going back in. So again, if you want this to be if you're on Team J Smash, you do not want the silvers to be here in level 1.
Two keys burnt on. Oh wow! And here's a possible third.
But remember, we've already seen that room to the south. It did not have the item. The item is going to be in this room to the left here. Let's see. Silvers in 1. There's silvers in 1.
There it is. You had to talk about it.
So here's the thing. That does hurt J Smash if J Smash does not choose to go back to level 1 pre-9 or chooses to dig out 6. If J Smash decides to go back to level 1 pre-9, it's really no harm, no foul. Because it's a small level. And it is gonna put J Smash very ever so slightly behind getting into level 9, ironically by this 4 Triforce. But again, J Smash knows exactly where that pretty much knows exactly where that is in 1. A very quick level 6 or level 9 could make a difference here. Again, it's just a matter of is J Smash going to elect to dig 6. I don't see a situation in which you go to 9 instead of digging 1. It doesn't make sense.
It really doesn't. I mean...
Oh, but this is big. fryteeth going the wrong way in level 8. Now it gets interesting. Triforce in 8 is in the far right of that bottom row.
Was rolling up, but... Oh!
That could be a good death. That death will put fryteeth potentially back on the correct path, except he's going to go north instead. This is where things get a little bit dicey for J Smash. Well, for J Smash. That's a white sword in fryteeth's case. Things don't necessarily get dicey for J Smash unless he makes the complete YOLO gamble of go to 9 without decking the second item in 1, which I don't see happening.
Red ring would be the clutch move. Base tank level 9.
Good. Compass for J Smash, and I like this play to go ahead and at least check this stair while you're here. It might lead you closer. It might be a wand. Gonna skip the wand. Not something you see very often.
Then again, you don't see mags very often either.
Right. And if you are in J Smash's shoes, you're thinking, okay, well, I got a wand, I got silver arrows. Well, he doesn't have silver arrows yet. I got wand, I got arrows. There's not... Well, I got magical sword, I got arrows. I don't really think I'm going to need the wand for much. Maybe it'll help against Dark Nuts if he gets bubbled, but he's got bombs for that. Elsewise, This is where I think you would definitely go back to 1 if you're JSmash, because now the odds are still not quite good enough, at least for me to be comfortable going into 9. A little bit of left mola to deal with, but nothing JSmash can't handle. JSmash is now eligible to enter level 9. The question is, will he go check level 1's item first? I think he will.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Meanwhile, fryteeth's struggling a little in this 8. That's a second death there.
Yeah. It's interesting that fryteeth has not necessarily considered the bomb wall to the Triforce, although you don't really have a good reason to assume that's a bomb wall, and yet this is the play back to 1 for JSmash. I think we can now say that JSmash is in the driver's seat. I'm not going to say firmly in the driver's seat, because how far ahead or behind he is entirely dependent upon how long fryteeth spends in 8 now. Because the compass in 6 was relatively easy to get, and the item was on the way. So, JSmash's window is 100% a function of how long fryteeth spends in this 8. Obviously, the longer fryteeth spends, the more firmly in the driver's seat JSmash is. And to answer the note in chat about JSmash's key situation, JSmash should exit this one with 5 keys. This will be silver arrows for JSmash, who is just going to be looking for Ganon and Zelda in level 9. Moonrisen, would you like to go over what the telltale signs in level 9 of Ganon and Zelda are?
If you're looking for bacon, you're going to want the roar in the door. The roar being Ganon's roar, signifying that you're only a single room away from Ganon in one of the cardinal directions, either north, west, east, or south. The door being the door where you'll find Zelda, which is marked by a shutter door that will not open if all the enemies are cleared, or in the case of you obtaining bacon by defeating Ganon, a shutter door that will immediately open no matter the enemy situation in that room.
And a little note that that shutter door must be the only shutter door in the room, unless Zelda is directly adjacent to Ganon. If Zelda is directly adjacent to Ganon, then you could have a situation where there are multiple shutter doors in the same room adjacent to Zelda, but that will be because Ganon is guarding one of them. You can tell JSmash is looking for Ganon by kind of going around in all these rooms. There's a compass find, and Zelda's right near start. JSmash already has a path, pretty much. I mean, it could very well be just some stupid magic staircase block to get to the room beside her, but those wizards say otherwise. And for those just joining, this race has been neck and neck up until the past, 3 minutes? Where level 8 ended up being fulfilling level 9's role of the... Well, actually, no. Level 9 still has a very strong chance to be the great equalizer here, depending on how well hidden Ganon is. But level 8 so far has just been the nemesis of fryteeth in this seed.
Already 2 deaths, and I believe we're approaching 10 minutes in this 8?
Yeah, this is not the level 8 fryteeth wanted, especially when he sees where that Triforce is if the compass decides to show up. Which, knowing this game, it's going to put it up in that room up in the top right corner.
Chat bring us a mention of the great equalizer, which I will fully agree and support.
Well, 8 is equal to 4 times 2, and both 4 and 2 had useful items in them, so if you combine a book with a power bracelet, I guess you get a white sword? I don't think that works.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that one a non-theory. J-Smash continuing to look for Ganon in this level 9. Can't really assume anything about any of the walls in here besides the fact that Ganon may have hired a good contractor if there's not a lot of bomb walls. And fryteeth continuing to dig this level 8, just unable to find a compass, really find much of anything to give him an indication as to where he needs to go. Right now, the current running theory in chat, and this is one that I agree with, is that Ganon's going to be somewhere up in that northwest loop. Based on the fact that we have not heard him up to this point, but J-Smash can really use silver arrows here with impunity. And with Patras and Wizrobes in 9, that wand is going to end up being a non-factor, as the wand does not affect Wizrobes, and Patras go down plenty fast with the magical sword. J-Smash has found a path to Zelda.
This path is also done. All that's left is to get bacon.
You might have to magic staircase into that upper loop. And still no compass in level 8 for fryteeth. Man, where is the compass in this 8? I hope I'm wrong and it's not in that top right, but the way this 8 is shaping up, yeah. Looks like fryteeth is interested in heading back towards that room to the left of Zelda to see if Ganon is audible from that room. And if so, well, that leads J-Smash to a relatively quick resolution of this 9. He's going to try to bomb his way in. Cannot do so. That will eliminate Ganon from being in that room. And I think that does force Ganon up into that upper loop. So now it's time to go stair hunting at 9. And still no compass for fryteeth, no second item either. This could be the second item. It is going to be the second item for fryteeth. It is the wooden boomerang, putting the red ring and magic key at 9.
All hail, or in fryteeth's case, and shout out to LOZ Cards fan, who put this out this last night. Or in fryteeth's case, all bail.
And no compass in this upper right corner. Man, where is the compass in level 8? I kind of want to know where it is now, just for curiosity's sake.
This has got to be feeling pretty bad for fryteeth right now. I mean, that's like a 15-minute 8.
And now he's gonna bomb this wall to the right. J-Smash is not in that correct portion of level 9 just yet. Doing a good job forcing. fryteeth is gonna see the Triforce here, and his heart's probably gonna sink a little bit. Because now that thought of, ah, crap, what if my opponent did this and I missed it? I am horribly behind. I gotta go and hope that my opponent's struggling in 9, which, when you have a magic staircase 9, it's pretty easy to lose a bunch of time just trying to find bomb walls. Red ring for J-Smash. He's not going to be upset about that, I don't think.
There's already been a debt in 9 for Homer J-Smash. Red ring will be. And they've already got a potion, so this is just... That's just candy.
Yeah. fryteeth now headed to level 6. Level 6 wasn't too bad, as long as you just went along the bottom first. Because that bottom left corner room does have the compass, so that'll get fryteeth up to where the Triforce is pretty quickly. He just has to get that compass. Again, fryteeth's window of opportunity right now is quite small, as J-Smash has done a significant amount of exploration in this 9, knows that he has to magic staircase up to Ganon, And this is the correct area. He is inside of the upper loop. And here's the roar. And
So
you
at
can...
1 hour, 4 minutes, let's go get some bacon.
Fryteeth gets the compass in level 6. J-Smash immediately going to potion. No qualms there. You're not going to use the potion for much anything else. You might as well make sure you don't die on Ganon and then have to come back through. Fryteeth considering the wand for a brief moment, but elects against it, saying, I have magic sword, I have arrows, I'm fine. Ganon down for J-Smash. He's going to be on his way to Zelda, electing to walk back instead of up A. Not entirely sure which is faster. I'm assuming walking back is faster by the fact that J-Smash is doing it. Fryteeth on the cusp of getting the Triforce in level 6. He could very well be entering 9 right as J-Smash finishes, but Fryteeth's window of opportunity has now closed, barring, you know, J-Smash kind of just sitting in Zelda for 20 minutes. But Fryteeth is now eligible to enter level 9. Fryteeth gonna up an A to get to 9 in the immediate C. As there is the door, as we saw earlier, J-Smash will be your first place finisher and force a game 3.
Official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 2 seconds. GG.
Right as Fryteeth is entering level 9, and honestly, the only difference between these two runners has been level 8. The rest of their levels were pretty much like room for room with each other, even though they did them at slightly different times. Just the one wrong turn in level 8 was enough to do it. We'll see if Fryteeth has a level 9 that is comparable to J-Smash's. I expect it will be, just based on the fact that it's a magic stair and you're not going to look for that at first. As we are joined by J-Smash in the booth. GG.
Gee.
Thank you very much.
So tying the series 1-1, how's it feel right now?
Well, I feel a lot better tonight than I did last night. I gotta tell you, I was real happy to see that red ring locked up there in 9 behind those 8 Triforces. Put it there every single time. Please, put it there every single time. I'm all about it.
Fryteeth has just found another staircase that may take him up to where Ganon is. So Fryteeth could have a significantly faster 9, but... oh, there's an old man!
No.
And you can't even hear Ganon from that room, so that makes it even worse. But the big difference between you two was... you bombed to the right in that Chevy room in level 8. Fryteeth went up. And Fryteeth decided to do the near grand tour of level 8.
Wow. So, in a way, level 8 decided it both races.
Yeah.
Because yesterday it was super blitzy and had all the goodies, and he did it early, and I did it late. Yeah, I was getting nervous there towards the end, because he finished, and he was fast yesterday. 55 minutes. So, at about the 55-minute mark, I was thinking, well, this is how long I had yesterday, so let's try to finish up as fast as we can. 6 was pretty decently fast. You could just kind of walk up straight up. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much to say. It was pretty straightforward. Blocked out a 1, and then was able to do 2 swordless. I felt like I felt behind that I wasn't getting the sword, but at the same time I was clearing a whole bunch of overworld and had Atlas and Triforce out of 2, so wasn't feeling too bad.
Both of you guys had sword a little bit later, and both of you guys had magical sword. Fryteeth picked it up on 10. You picked it up on 11.
Yeah, I figured he beat me to this. I call that prize sword, because he loves that sword. In every race that I do with him, it seems like he's got the magical sword, and I'm swinging around this little toothpick. So that's why I've been prioritizing hearts a lot this series than I normally do. And then I was kind of kicking myself because I knew it was right there, and I was going to go to 5. I was like, let me just check 7 first to see if this is 7. And then I was a little mad that I didn't have the max for 7, but it's alright. It'll work out.
Yeah, this Fryteeth is slowly coming to the conclusion that he's going to have the magic stare his way to Ganon, which he's probably not too thrilled about. 9 really was, besides the whole 8 thing that happened, 9 really was just the big wrinkle in the seed, forcing you to magic stare your way to that upper loop.
Yeah, I pretty much cleared everything. There was that one, those 2 rooms over on the far left side, on the other side of Zelda. I got sniped by a blue wizard when I walked into the room before, early. And I was like really worried. I was like, oh man, he could be sitting right next to her and this is a blitz. But other than that, I think I was adjacent to everywhere, so I knew it was a magic stare and started taking them.
Fryteeth is not too far away from having at least a path to Zelda.
Same time, Game 3 has not yet been scheduled in this series.
No, although I'm ready to go right now if if he wants to do a double. I know we wouldn't be restreamed, but no, I think we'll probably schedule for later in the week. I have a pretty busy week, so I'm not sure when we're gonna get it done.
From personal experience, double headers are a lot tougher than they sound at first.
Oh, I played 2 or 3 or 4 sometimes in a row all the time.
Oh, well, that makes you used to it. Look at you.
I'm just a nerd that likes Z1R, man. What can I say?
I mean, I think we all do, just, you know... I have this thing called hand cramps that show up if I play more than 1.5 in a row.
I get seed, a lot of it.
Magical key found. That's nice.
I mean, I'd have to remember what's going on in the seed I'm currently playing in order to have seed bleed, so that's not generally too much of an issue for me.
Wait, we're supposed to remember things? Doesn't the computer do that for us? Fryteeth finds the right stare. Oh, and you missed all of the lovely math puns and discussion that we had.
I'm not sure you know what the word miss means.
Means that you were not present when it happened, much like Ganon was not present in the seed until just now for Fryteeth.
Alright, here we go, Frag. Take him down.
Only 4 shots needed with that sword.
He was a sneaky little guy for me. I couldn't find him.
I think it was because he spawned on the wall.
Yeah, he was off, and I didn't do a good job of figuring out where he was.
Fryteeth has to be careful here. Okay, he's got it.
And with no potion, kind of a clutch move there. I still shudder to think how we're gonna be, how we're gonna feel after this race with all the puns we've been doing.
You know, we are going to get an answer to the question of is it faster to up A versus not? The answer is I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I went back through the stair, but Fry's pretty good at tracking, so my guess is that his way is faster.
Get your GGs in for Fryteeth, second place with a race time GG time of 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 36 seconds.
So Fryteeth having a little bit faster of a 9 to make up for some of the gap that showed up in 8, but again, you guys are right on top of each other until 8, and we are now joined in the booth by Fryteeth.
GG's Fryteeth.
Hey, GG, man.
GG. I'm guessing I lost that in level 8.
Yes.
That's what I hear.
J-Smash bombed right out of that Chevy room on his first trip in, got the Triforce, and said, cool, I'm leaving. You ended up going north and decided to go to New Mexico.
Yeah, once I found that Triforce down there, I said that's... Because I figured I was behind already, and I was thinking with Magical Sword there, getting that at 10 hearts might get me back into it, but once I full cleared 8, I knew that was it.
You two were actually about 30 seconds apart throughout pretty much the entire seed up until 8.
Oh, wow. Given how late I got Wood Sword, didn't expect that.
It was my last cave, too. I'd already gotten the Triforce in the book out of 2, and did some stuff in 1, and pretty much found all the dungeons that weren't 7.
And it was that bit of work that J-Smash had done swordless is what made up for the gap in between you two getting that wood sword, leading you to both kind of be, again, in the same dungeons, kind of in step with each other until level 8.
Wow, I know the two of us have said we play similarly, but for us to both last location Wood Sword?
Well, I mean, when it's in that level 1 location and we don't start near there, I mean, I guess actually we started pretty near there, but I don't know. I could see it. I was kicking myself though. I neglected that cave, and I thought that the open caves in the grave were my last 2. So I found 1, and then I was like, oh, let me go get my sword real quick. And I found the raft, and I kind of stared at it for a second, like, wait a second, you're not a wood sword.
I mean, if you just unbundle the raft and sharpen one of the logs, it could be.
Then it was useless. And then the freaking power bracelet was buried behind that stinking dig dogger after that crappy room. I mean, it was much easier with Magical Sword, but first time through, that was tricky with Wood Sword.
I don't remember that being that... Oh, yeah, you mean in Power Bracelet in 4?
Yeah, it was like a blue Wizrobe. You were shuttered in with a blue Wizrobe and like some Tektites and Stalfos or something. Yeah, those enemies were easy, but I think it was like maybe even some Beamos in there. I can't remember, but I had to use a potion in that room.
I never had a potion the entire seed. I cleared that. The pain was, getting into that room, and then, getting the Power Bracelet, and then having to go all the way back through 4 because you couldn't go back.
Yeah, I left it. I took the Power Bracelet over there, and I said, I might have Magical Sword or something better, so let me come back here.
No Death Mountain from either of you.
Just any road. Yeah. I had 13 overworld spots left by the time that I found... No, I had 14 left or something by the time I found level 5. And after that I stopped digging because I knew that the level 7 would be either Recorder Lake or one of the Power Bracelet spots.
Yeah, I had 13 spots left.
Even racing fryteeth. What's your mindset going into game 3 later this week?
Just give it my best shot. The two of us are pretty good matchup, and maybe we'll get an early red ring again. And
I hope not. I hope not. I'm very happy with where it was tonight. It could stay there. Poverty Seed, Red Ring and 9. Let's go. White Sword and 9.
But combat wasn't the issue tonight. It was just that really poor routing I did through 8.
Yeah, it wasn't really a tough seed combat-wise. I died a lot early, actually, like stupidly on the overworld. A couple of deaths right away. I think I died like in the doorway to 6, and somewhere else. I think 3 overworld deaths before the first 5 minutes.
All right. Well, you said we were going to go 3 games when we started scheduling, so
That's what I figured. Yeah, we gotta go game 3.
Yeah.
Just gotta figure out when to do it. Man.
I heard the suggestion of right now, but
Oh yeah, I'm game. I'm game, but I don't think Fry likes double headers.
I don't. I mean, getting to bed is not a problem. I don't have to be at work for 3.5 months, so I'm good in that regard. But
Teacher life, right?
yep.
that is a not insignificant number of weeks.
Indeed.
Well, I really appreciate the comms. Also, who do we have tracking this? Balletta tracking? Or, no, Dr.
Yep.
Blue? Okay.
Balletta's tracking and Mooners and Phoenix is here with me in the booth.
Balletta, thank you very much. Thank you, Speed Gaming. Thanks, Fry, for the good match. Appreciate it, everybody. Y'all have a good night.
Here, Homer
Yeah.
and GG's.
Yeah,
Fryteeth,
I'll just
GG,
add in
and
my
looking forward to race 3.
yeah, I'll just add in my thanks for the comms and tracking and Speed Gaming for the restream, and we'll see everyone for game 3.
All right. So it's just about time to wrap things up. Anything you want to add?
Well, for those of you that like Zelda 1 Randomizer, we've got, I don't know, what, like 5, 6 races going on, some large number of races going on right now on just about every corner of the internet that we could find. I think we have a couple still ongoing on Speed Gaming. I don't have the schedule up in front of me, but just stick around on the Speed Gaming family of channels, and there will very likely, if not, will be more Zelda 1 Randomizer action coming up for y'all here. I'm not sure if we have anything else scheduled on this channel specifically, but yeah, if y'all like your Z1R, tonight's a good night for you.
Mainly in Speed Gaming 1, 2, and 4 by the looks of things. Myself, I want to thank Boletta for the tracking. Also, thank you for doing comms with me tonight. I want to thank the Speed Gaming community for allowing the restream, and I want to thank all the viewers for watching. Also want to thank homerjsmash and fryteeth on a great race. Wishing them both good luck for race 3. That is it for me. Also, anything else before we close this out?
Nope, just have a wonderful night and stay warm, cold, or whatever temperature you prefer out there.
Take care, everyone. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.